Has there ever been a more wondrous person to play in Tiger Stadium than Willie Horton? You saw the ballpark as a young man. You played in it as a young man, and then you played it as a professional. And I know the feeling you've had for this place. But in your words, what has Tiger Stadium meant to you?
Well, Joe, Tiger Stadium meant to me in my life. As a kid growing up, as 12-year-old, I used to slip in the back gate. That one day I got caught, and me and my buddy, and they taken us around to the front office, and we run into the guy when I first met John Hand, the clubhouse guy. And I never have idea he'd become part of my life in the future, but he got us little weekend jobs down there. We used to go down after school in the summertime when he used to bring the trucks in the back, and we used to go in behind the truck and hide and knew we had the best seat in the house. But I think that's where I got beginning in my life, and then from that it just came history, and raised up down there, and also going back and playing an all-city game against Cass Tech. And I remember hitting my first home run at Tiger Stadium was hit that light tower that Reggie hit in All-Star, hit the bottom of it. And they go back, I remember the umpire looked at me and said, "You got to run." It scared me. I mean, I really got frightened. I never seen a ball take off like that. And the umpire at home plate said, "You got to go around the base to get a home run." And then coming up as a Tiger and looking back through my life and what Tiger meant to me in my life, and gave me opportunity as a young man come through the organization and go out and perform and played 18 years in the big league. And, you know, being around people like K-Line, Calavita, Gates Brown, and them type of people, I think I was very fortunate. I mean, I had many parents away from home in a professional sports that really taught me how to become a very professional person on and off the field.
1968, the throw that got Lou Brock at the plate, and so much has been said about it. We had the great picture of freehand blocking Lou off the plate, and I know Lou, and he said, "No, I was safe. For years, I was safe." Come on, Lou, look at the picture. But the thing that always got me, more than the play at the plate, was the throw that you made on the fly. From deep left field. This is not a shallow left field thing where you get a guy at the plate. That was deep left field. Now, tell me about that moment.
I tell you, that moment, it's always, every time I go to the ballpark, I think about that throw. But the makeup of that throw is having good people. We work together as outfielders. Myself, Stanley, North, and K-Line, Gates, we talked about plays before it happened. And actually, we talked about that play before it happened. It could have been either one of them guys. And what happened to Lou Brock, people don't realize, being successful in the National League, stealing all the bases, and we picked up from films and talking about when he was at first base, that when he started running around second, the ball hit the outfield, he kind of drifted into third. And we picked up, he did the same thing with his second. And
he drifted, you mean,
yeah,
right?
He just broke his stride and drifted into home plate or third. And then another thing we picked up, the coach relaxed. That's Luke Brock running. And then the guy on deck circle, he relaxed. He didn't have no support. But I think it came from a lot of how we work at outfield there. And we used to go to Ballpark, and we talked about other hitters, how to do my job. My job at that time, knowing who was hitting the ball, knowing what the score was at the time. And I look back at that, it was like two plays set up in one. You know, it was a suicide play, really. If they had went up on, we might not have came back. And my job then, knowing who was on second base, knowing that Luke make these mistakes, then the important thing, freehand had to make the decision. And freehand had to make the decision to let the ball either come through or keep the guy advancing second. So it was a combination of team play. And as I look back, I said thanks to K-Line, Stanley, and them people putting they spent a lot of time with me where I became more than just a regular outfield. I became a quality first-class outfield. I spent a lot of time with Mickey Stanley, a lot of time with Al K-Line, North. All them guys helped me because I was a catcher as a kid, and it took me a course of about 8 years to quit throwing like a catcher. But the important thing is show you everybody got a part to play on a team. And if you have a leader, you know, you might be a better hitter or whatever than another guy. But we looked at K-Line, first of all, as our leader of the whole team. But we looked at Mickey Stanley as a leader in the outfield, and we listened. And I'll tell you, when you listen to your leader out there, it make your job much easier.